Well, welcome everyone to this week's Training Tuesday. My name's Heidi Reese. I am Dayton Superior's Training Programs Manager. I'm really happy to have you all here join us on this lovely Tuesday. Want to go over a couple of items before we get going. Specifically, everybody that has joined the webinar has joined as a muted person. That's so we don't hear any dogs barking, although we've got some dogs today for our presenter, so we might hear from those guys, and that'd be fine. But we want to make sure that everybody gets a clear listening so that we can record these, and we put them on the YouTube channel so that you can hear them later, or if you have enjoyed it so much and you know someone else that can benefit from it, you can forward that along to them as well. I don't want that to stop you just because you're muted. I want to have this back and forth conversation. You can ask questions throughout the presentation, or someone already told us a good morning. Thank you, Rand. That was very nice. And if you want to also just provide some commentary, you can do so through your chat functionality or your Q&A area of Zoom. You can find that located in your toolbar through Zoom. Okay, so let's get started. This presentation is truly intended for training purposes only. So what does that mean? Any of the products that we're going to be talking about throughout this presentation, if you're going to use them, please go to daytonsuperior.com and look for any technical specifications around those products that we mentioned. You'll find technical data sheets, safety data sheets, product information, you name it. So all of that can be found on daytonsuperior.com. So many of you know who Dayton Superior is, but just to say it again, we are the leading provider of engineered solutions for the concrete construction industry. We have accessories and chemicals, forming. We can perform engineering services, whether it's a PE stamp, helping you with bridge deck, precast training, as well as, well, I said it, training. We're doing one right now. It's a Training Tuesday. They are 30 minutes, real quick, to the point, to get you going on a product that you may be interested in. But if you find that this is too quick and you need more detailed or more customized for your company, please contact us at training@daytonsuperior.com. And that will go to Chuck and myself. We maintain that inbox, and we'll get with you and figure out exactly what it is you need. So Dayton Superior, like I said, we provide Simon's forming, shoring, concrete repair and restoration, bridge deck, rebar splicing. We're going to talk about precast today and tilt-up constructions. We have those chemical solutions that are specifically formulated to meet the design specifications in both your new construction projects or in your retrofit repair needs. Along with the largest, most experienced engineering and sales team in the industry, we can offer you world-class customer care. And that also comes with 24-hour ordering and account status information through our e-commerce. So if you need to know about that, please contact me and I'll get you with the right people. Okay, moving right along. We're here, like I said, to talk about an introduction to precast lifting components. And in today's presentation, we're going to talk about different types of precast along with their safety factors. We're going to discuss things like coil and ferrule inserts as well as the lifting hardware. And we're going to talk about our 3 lifting systems, the Swift Lift, the Fleet Lift, and the utility anchor systems. And with us today to talk about all these topics and to prepare you for your precast is our dealer sales manager, Jeremy Blakesley. He is a Wisconsin native, has been an asset to Dayton Superior for 2.5 years, and he's covering the territories of Illinois, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, and of course his home state of Wisconsin. He's diligently managing those customer accounts in those areas, and he draws on his construction background by collaborating with clients to address their project requirements and overcome any challenges that they may have. We also have technical sales representatives, and he works closely with the customers to provide a deeper dive into precast in this situation or whatever else he may be working with you on. So his dedication to professional development is very evident through the certifications in both ACI, which is the American Concrete Institute, and the TCA, Tilt-Up Concrete Association. He's acquired those through his tenure here at Dayton Superior, and he is super eager, I hope, to tell us about precast lifting components. So take it away, my friend Jeremy.
Thank you for that introduction, Heidi. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today to learn about the exciting world of precast. We are going to be looking at some different types of precast construction. We'll talk about the safety factors and what they mean, and then we'll briefly go over some of the various accessories and lifting systems Dayton Superior has to offer. Types of precast. Precast falls under one of two types, wet cast and dry cast. Wet cast is when the concrete is poured and is in a flowable state. With this method, you will need a form or a series of forms to hold the concrete in the desired shape until the concrete has cured. Dry cast is the easiest to visualize if you think of Play-Doh or modeling clay. This is achieved by reducing the water to cement ratio, resulting in zero slump. In case you don't know what slump means, it's a term used to describe the consistency of fresh concrete before it sets. It's a measurement of how fluid or consistent the concrete is. A higher slump rating means the mix is more fluid and workable, while a lower slump rating means the mix is less fluid and workable. Wet cast will have a high slump, and dry cast will have a low or no slump. Next, we're going to look at some different types of precast construction. Architectural precast. The PCI defines the term architectural precast concrete as any precast concrete component that, through the application of shape, finish, color, or texture, contributes to the architectural form and the finished effect of the structure, combining freedom of architectural expression with the economy of mass production. Architectural precast concrete can be shaped, finished, colored, or textured using surface finishing techniques taken from cast stone and cast in place, such as acid etching, sandblasting, exposing aggregate, brushing, hammering, integral pigmenting, and staining. Architectural precast concrete can contribute to a variety of design objectives, including brick-faced panels, which combine the structural advantages of precast concrete with the aesthetics of clay masonry. Heavy civil precast involves the design, construction, and maintenance of large-scale infrastructure projects. These projects can include roads, bridges, tunnels, dams, ports, harbors, natural gas pipelines, railroads, airports, sewage systems, etc. Many of these projects will be government funded, requiring BABA certificates and Made in America materials, which Dayton Superior can supply. Utility precast covers a wide array of different products. Some examples would be pump houses, storm drains, manholes, box culverts, retaining walls, underground utility vaults, light pole bases, meter boxes, panel vaults, pole boxes, telecommunication structures, transformer pads, and so on. It's worth noting that many of these products are placed below ground. Take a moment to notice the chains lifting the segments. I will be referring to those later on in the presentation. Jumping into products now, we'll start by looking at our ferrule inserts. As you can see, there are a few different styles that we offer. These products are intended to be used with a national course threaded fastener and are used for creating a permanent connection. Think of anywhere you need to tie into concrete to make an electrical, plumbing, or an HVAC connection. If you're looking for something this size to lift with, we recommend that our coil threaded anchors are used instead of the national course thread, as coil thread is a stronger thread designed to handle impact loading. The purpose of lifting systems is to create a safe lifting and handling environment from the plant to transportation and installation. They are designed to help eliminate confusion and uncertainty from the manufacturing center to the job site. These systems are specifically engineered to meet the needs of the design. We use well-defined engineering practices along with the proper documents and certifications required. Dayton Superior abides by all government safety factors, including ANSI, ACI, and OSHA. All Dayton Superior products are manufactured to the highest standards and conform to these factors of safety. 4-to-1 for lifting anchors used more than once, 2-to-1 for lifting anchors used in tilt-up, 3-to-1 for permanent fasteners, 1.5-to-1 for bracing and pre-stressing, and 5-to-1 for safe workload of lifting hardware. All lifting hardware used in a precast yard must be inspected and maintained with proper records supporting each lifting bracket. The longer the lifting vise has been in use and/or the severity of the service may result in an increase in inspections within the facility. All hardware must have proper safe working load and serial numbers recorded both on the equipment and records within the facility. Safe working load is the maximum load that should be applied to a product during the design and use of the product. Other terms used for safe working load are safe load, carrying capacity, related load, factor of safety. All lifting inserts produced by Dayton Superior abide by a 4-to-1 safety factor for precast with a 5-to-1 safety factor on lifting hardware. The factor of safety is the reserve capability, which is determined by dividing the ultimate load, the point of failure mode, by the safe working load requirements set forth by the ACI, usually expressed as a ratio, such as 4-to-1. Here are just some pictures of different lifting accessories based on system type. We offer threaded coil inserts, wire ropes, utility lifters, and quick connect systems such as the Swift Lift and Fleet Lift. On this slide, we are looking at some of the coil inserts available from Dayton. These types of inserts were frequently used in the past, but have become a more specialized application for precast use now. Now we're going to look at one of my favorite systems, the Swift Lift system, otherwise known in the industry as the dog bone lifter. These have been around since 1972. They are hot forged in the US, and MTO sizes are available, along with many stock sizes. It is important to note when you look at these systems that each type of insert requires the corresponding lifting clutch specifically. Don't hesitate to reach out to your Dayton rep or customer service if there are any questions about which clutch to use with which anchor. Dayton Superior labels all lifting clutches and the lifting inserts with the capacity that can be handled. Here is an image of the P52 insert, and now you can see where it gets the moniker dog bone. As you see from the chart, we have many sizes that are readily available, but like I just mentioned, we do offer made-to-order options for your project needs. These are the P56PL recess plugs or void formers. These urethane plugs are intended for reuse. Single-use void formers are available as well. It's not listed on the slide, but we do have the 20-ton recess plug available now as well. Next up, we're going to look at our Fleet Lift system. This lifter is primarily used in panel erection. These are pre-engineered in the panel. They're easy to install, quick to connect, disconnect, with many different sizes and capacities available. Here we're looking at some of our different Fleet Lift anchors available. These are stamped steel inserts. You'll notice that at the top of the insert, there are 2 protective ears that stop the lifting clutch from contacting the panel, which would result in spalling on the finished product. These are some of the most common anchors used in backstripping applications, as well as various thin slab precast products. It's worth noting that the proper size Fleet Lift clutch will lift any of these anchors as well as the erection anchors on the previous slide. On this slide, we are looking at the difference between the stamped and the forged inserts. The industry demand for a higher capacity lifter led to the development of the forged version versus the stamped. However, there are still a lot of customers that prefer the stamped design. On this slide, we are looking at a few different designs of our recess members. Again, we have urethane options available as well as the single-use plastic. Depending on the type of forms used in the plant will determine the type of mounting hardware that is needed. All right, next we will discuss the utility anchor system and some of the products that go with it. This is an example of the P75 utility anchor being used with one of our urethane void formers. What is great about these inserts is that no specific clutch is needed for lifting applications, resulting in a more economical choice for some. Any of our utility anchors can be used with a standard shackle or Crosby hook found on nearly any job site. It is the responsibility of the end user to make sure that the clutch or clevis being used is rated to handle the load. The chart above shows the load capacities for the P75 and the P75H anchors. And here we show the sizes available for the recess members that go with those anchors. In addition to the P75 and P75Hs, we also offer the P75R retaining wall anchor. These are designed for, you guessed it, lifting retaining walls and blocks. You can also use these in small slabs, jersey barriers, and other utility settings. You can wet set this insert, or you can use one of our P76R void formers. Wet setting or mucking an insert is a term used to describe installing the insert into the precast element after the concrete is in place and is still wet or flowable. Like the other P75s, no special clutch is needed for lifting. On this slide, you can see the anchor sizes and dimensions along with the capacity strengths that are available for the P75R. The last product that we will look at today is the P110 wire rope lifting system. On one of the beginning slides, I mentioned to take note of the chains being used to lift those sections of storm drain. The reason being that for many years, precasters would punch a hole in their pipe and feed the chain through as a way to lift. However, the industry is moving away from the punched holes used in utility structures, and the P110 is a great product to consider in place of that method. Oftentimes, these wire ropes will be sheared off after they're placed. Here is another chart that shows our sizes and capacity ratings for the P110. And with that, this brings me to the end of my portion of today's presentation. So thank you all for bearing with me today. And Heidi, back to you.
Fantastic, Jeremy. So all of you guys, I'm going to go through, if you've ever been to Training Tuesday, you know that we like to talk about our resources. I think it's really important to note that on DaytonSuperior.com, we have the resources available that you may need. Also, we have contacts that if you need Jeremy in your region, if you're in Ohio and he's not there, we can show you that information. So while I'm going through this, please, if you have a question, go ahead and put it in the question answer section of Zoom, or chat with me and we can get that going too. So on DaytonSuperior.com, we have product pages for all of our various products. You can search there within the search functionality when it first comes up if you have no idea how to get to anything. In this case, you could search for utility anchor system and then a product page would pop up with all the great information, whether it be technical data sheets or handbooks that have all of the precast in the situation. We have other ones as well if you're interested in the additional products that we may have and carry. We also have an engineering page that can provide you with the ability to get in touch with our engineers. There is a contact your technical assistants, and that just simply gets you to the right people, and they'll reach out to you and get that question answered, or you guys can figure out what is needed and get it taken care of. In addition, we have guides and charts or even brochures out there for the different products. And if anything is pertinent to, like in this case, the P52 Swift Lift, that will be located on the P52 product page, very similar to the product page that I mentioned that was utility anchor in the very, very beginning. So what if you do need BABA or Made in the USA? We've got certification letters there for you so that you can understand that there's different compliances. You can contact us for the certification for the Made in the USA. Some of these are posted on that product page. Check it out and see what it is, or get in touch with us through customer service. Training. We talked about that in the very beginning. On the next slide, you'll see a QR code that you can simply scan, or you can send us an email at training@daytonsuperior.com and just tell us what you need, and we'll get in touch with you, have a little conversation, and get that all set up for you. And again, I think it's really important to note contact information, whether it be sales, technical, which is our TSRs, technical service reps, or your customer service representative. We have a place on the website. It's About Us Contact, and it'll look like this when you get there with imagery of the maps. You simply click on that for Dayton Superior or Simons, and you can find the person in your state with the information to get in touch with them. So with that, are there any questions? Jeremy, you did a fine job, so I'm not sure if we do have any questions, but I'll give it just a minute more or a second more. And Chuck, for those of you who know Chuck Hoke, he's hanging out beside me being really quiet today.
Quiet like a mouse.
Quiet like a mouse. So just remember, everybody, we do record these. So they'll be placed out on our YouTube channels as well as our DaytonSuperior.com. If you search on Training Tuesdays, you'll find two links. One is to register for the next one, the next Training Tuesday for next Tuesday. And then the second one will show you all of the past Training Tuesdays that we've done and try to organize by the product type, whether it be splicing or bridge deck or general construction or precast. So going once, going twice for questions. All right, then. I appreciate everybody taking time from their busy schedule. Jeremy, thank you for preparing and being as intelligent as you are and presenting us with a great presentation on precast. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Heidi. Thanks, everybody, for joining.
Great, and I'll see all of you next Tuesday. Until then.